Imagine waking up tomorrow to a world where prices never increases. Your salary, rent, food and everything else stay the same forever. Sounds perfect, right? No more worrying about inflation. No need to demand salary hikes and your savings will always hold their value. But have you ever wondered what would really happen if inflation becomes zero? This is not just a thought experiment. History has already seen the consequences. From ancient Rome to modern day Zimbabwe and Venezuela, economies have tried to control inflation and the results we all know. So what really happens when a country tries to make inflation zero? Let's break it down. Over 2000 years ago, Rome was the richest empire in the world. Their silver coin, Denarius, was used in trade across Europe, Africa and Asia, just like the US dollar today. But Rome had a problem. Wars were expensive and the government needed more money. Instead of increasing taxes, they found an easier way. They reduced the silver content in coins and mixed in cheap metals like copper. This meant they could mint more coins without actually increasing their wealth. At first, nobody noticed. But over time, people realized that these new coins had less real value. So merchants raised prices to get more silver in return. This led to massive inflation. Prices of goods increased thousands of times in just 50 years. So the government passes a rule saying merchants couldn't charge more than a certain limit. They even punished violators with death. But instead of fixing the problem, things got worse. Merchants stopped selling goods because they couldn't make a profit. Shops shut down and black market exploded. People lost trust in money and transactions started happening in gold, barter or foreign currencies. Eventually, the Roman economy collapsed and the empire fell apart. Now you might think that was 2000 years ago. Surely we wouldn't make the same mistake today. Well, think again. The same thing happened in Zimbabwe in 2000. The government printed too much money without real economic growth. Prices skyrocketed so fast that they had to print $100 trillion notes, which became worthless. In Venezuela, the same mistake caused food shortage because businesses couldn't afford to sell goods at fixed prices. People had to wait in long lines for basic necessities. These countries tried to control inflation, but instead they destroyed their economies. Now let's say we somehow succeeded in stopping inflation forever. What would happen? At first, it might seem great. Prices are stable and your salary never lost value, but soon things start going wrong. First, no reason to invest or spend. If prices don't rise, people won't buy homes, invest in stocks or start businesses. They'll just hoard cash. Second, business profits stop growing. If companies can't increase prices, they earn less, they stop hiring and start cutting jobs. Economic growth slows down. With no inflation, people spend less, businesses sell less, and the economy stagnates. Inflation is like a river. Too much causes floods, that is hyperinflation. But if it dries up completely, everything dies. Then how countries control inflation? Smart governments don't try to stop inflation completely. Instead, they keep it at steady rate, usually 2 to 4%. They do these things. Interest rates. When inflation is too high, banks increase interest rates to make borrowing harder, reducing excess money in the economy. Second, money supply control. Central banks control how much money is printed to keep inflation in check. During COVID-19, the US government printed too much money, causing high inflation, that is 8 to 9%. But over time, they increased interest rates to bring it down. Conclusion: the right balance is a key. Some inflation is good. It keeps businesses profitable, encourages spending, and helps the economy grow. But too much inflation is dangerous. It makes life expensive and destroys savings. Zero inflation is equally bad. It stops investments, kills jobs, and slows down the economy. So the next time someone says, why can't we stop inflation completely? You'll know the answer. It would destroy the economy.